know it's Sports Talk HQ. Welcome to the show. It's Sports Talk HQ. Sports Talk HQ.
Yo. Let's get right into this topic of conversation, man. Hey, let me tell you something, man. Caitlin Clark. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Caitlin Clark, man. So we're gonna play this video. This is from a couple of days ago, of Caitlin Clark getting into it with her coach Stephanie White, and let's kind of break it down. You can see right here the coach. She's getting on her. Caitlin Clark said some things. The coach didn't like it. So she said, you know what? Get your ass out the game. I'm going to put Raven in your spot. I'm going to tell you like this. Caitlin Clark is a star player in this league. I don't care what anyone says. You have to acknowledge the fact that she's a star player in this league, right? But there are things that have been noticed several years ago about Caitlin Clark. She does whine. She does complain. She does need to get better on defense. I believe that what our teams are doing now, trying to run a lot of ISO ball on her, it's going to make her even a better player, a better defensive player. I'm going to show some plays to back that up. But also, I'm going to say this, is that just what happens when you grow in a league, in a professional league. See, they're doing this because she is so prolific on the offensive side of the ball. They're trying to make her work on the defensive side of the ball. You can't knock the fact that Caitlin Clark is an asset to her team. And I'm going to tell you this. What Stephanie White did right there, I don't think it was very wise. They have been going at it since even even in the Olympic, this past off season for the WNBA, they was going back at it. You can tell there is some friction between the coach, Stephanie White, and the player, Caitlin Clark. But I'm going to tell you stuff like this. I'm going to tell you straight. If this keeps going on, one of them have to go. And I'm going to tell you it's not going to be Caitlin Clark. I'm going to keep it simple like that. They'll fire Stephanie White's ass before they'll let go of Caitlin Clark. Let me repeat. They will fire Stephanie White's ass before they let go of Caitlin Clark. You mark my words on that. If they can't figure it out and to be able to play good quality basketball and get some wins, get to the playoffs, do some damage, Stephanie White is gone. And her days might be numbered with the Indiana Fever because of stuff like this that you see right here. So let's break it down. This is when they played against Atlanta Dream, which they beat Atlanta Dream yesterday. That wasn't a foul. Now look at the referee. Look at the referee. See that? See her look? That was not a foul. Play it back again. That's not a foul. That's not a foul. Let me say this, man. Is that this is a professional league. There is flopping going on. I said it when the OKC played the Spurs. There are lots of flopping going on. There's something that the referees need to do a better job and understand what's a flop and what's a true foul. That right there was not a true foul at all whatsoever. Now, this was yesterday. You see Adrian Reese, she hit an air ball. Then get the ball to Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is a threat. She's a threat. But the real issue here is her going with the referees. Let me tell you something. Caitlin Clark's going to have emotional intelligence. She's going to have to understand if you keep showing the refs up, they're going to make it very difficult for you. But look at the ISO plays that the Atlanta Dream ran last night. Look, this is not bad defense by Caitlin Clark. It's not bad defense. This is what I'm saying. This is going to make Caitlin Clark better if she puts in the effort and put her focus on playing better defense. She has the mentality. She has the skills to play better defense. She has to put in the effort. And as you can see there, she put in effort. When she puts in effort to play better defense, she has it. That's the frustration with Caitlin Clark. Look at that. That's good defense. That's good defense. Good defense. Good defense. Good defense. Look. This is what I'm saying to you. Let these teams continue to play ISO ball against Caitlin Clark. This is going to make her a better defensive player. That's all it is. It's all about making adjustments in the league. It's all about making adjustments. This is what I'm saying. She was exposed, and quite possibly, I know she was embarrassed, but you watch the tape and you become a better defensive player. You understand what your opponent is trying to do to you. Make your weaknesses your strong points. It's that simple. Make your weaknesses your strong point. If you play and play better defense, work on it in practice, understand what the opponent is going to try to do to you in the game, make adjustments in the game, you're going to become a better defensive player. But Caitlin Clark has to have better emotional intelligence. You have to be a better teammate and not showing up your teammates on the court too much. And you have to be careful on how much you show up your coach too much and the referees. You don't want to be known as a player that complains and whines a lot. You don't. You really don't. This is ISO ball. Look what they're doing. They're exposing her. See? 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 They see Caitlin Clark on them. She waves her off. Okay, now it's time. ISO ball. Pass the ball. See? Caitlin Clark has to get better. Look. 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 She didn't even try to guard up on the player. She's definitely being exposed this season. But can she get better? Yes. Look at the ISO ball. Now let's play that back because I want.
Lennox carries it through, and that's decent high.
Let's play this back again. Better positioning. That was ticky tack. I don't know about that one. But look, and one. This is what I'm saying to you. Teams are starting to get in their scout report that Caitlin Clark does not like to play defense. When teams notice that about you, the player, they're going to start to target you. What's a strategy against that? Work on your defense. Work on your defensive sliding, moving your feet laterally, understanding what they're trying to do. Watch plenty of tape from these games right here. Watch plenty of tape. Look at your mannerism. Look at your technique while you're in the defensive stance. Look at what you can do better as a defensive player so you can become better and not a liability on the defensive side of the ball. If Caitlin Clark works on that, and she controls her emotions, because let me tell you something, if you play professional ball, your emotions has a tendencies to get out of whack, but you as the player, you're a professional. You are able to be trained enough, and you should have enough experience now to understand when to peel it back, when to hold your emotions, when to control your emotions, and use those emotions to be able to play at a very high level on the defensive side of the ball. Because at the end of the day, Caitlin Clark, it is up to you to become a better defensive player. If you can control your emotions and don't look at the referees and whine and complain every call, because I'm going to tell you something, it's not going to go good for you when you want those calls when you're on the offensive side of the ball. You want to ingratiate yourself with the referees. Now, there may be times, sure, that you're going to complain, but you should not be complaining a whole lot, 80% of the time, even 70% of the time. You need to peel that back. And you need to understand that these referees have emotions. And when these referees get pissed off and feel that you're a complainer and you're trying to show them up on the basketball court, what they're going to do? They're going to make an example out of you. You don't have to take my word for it. Just watch the tape. I done showed you. They're going to make an example out of you. Not just the referees, but the opposing team. They're going to make an example out of you. I don't care. I don't give a rat's ass. Every player, every star player had to learn how to become better defensively. Every star player. Maya Moore. Y'all remember Maya Moore? Maya Moore played defense. Candace Parker, she played defense. Do I have to keep going? Every star player in this league has to learn to play decent defense. Now, you don't have to be a all-pro defensive player, but you have to be better than what I'm showing you on tape. See, that's the novice right there. When you have people that saying, oh, she's always been a scorer. Hey, it's more to basketball, professional basketball, than just being a scorer. It's more to professional basketball than just being a scorer. You have to continue to improve on your game. If you are a student of the game, you understand you get better. And in order to win championships, you have to work on all aspects of your game, not just the offensive side of the ball. She's getting exposed. Yes. Complaining. She's getting exposed. Listen, guys. Listen, guys, man. Listen. She's getting exposed for a reason. You can't, when you're playing professional basketball, you have teams that's going to try to expose you. And what is the scouting report on Caitlin Clark? This is the reason why I've shown you tape of why they are attacking her. She has to play better defense. And in order for the Indiana Fever to get to that next level, in order to be able to win a WNBA championship, Caitlin Clark has to understand how to control her emotions, and she has to understand that she has to get better defensively. She has shown it. She just has to be consistent. Because I showed you tape as well when she plays better defense. When she plays better defense, the team does better. Period. Period. You can't have, you can't have all of the cake and then you want your pie too. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to understand is that if you're being targeted, you have to work on your weaknesses. Every star player understands that. Here's the reason why when the star player won a championship, they worked on making their weak points their strong points. Period. Period. This wasn't a good look from Caitlin Clark. This wasn't a good look from Caitlin Clark. Let me say this again. This wasn't a good look from Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark has this mentality that she's entitled. She has this entitlement. Hell, even her own dad, you can tell that the dad said she complains too much. What, you gonna have a disagreement with the dad? The dad has even said it, been on record. She complains too much. Her emotional intelligence, IQ, is low. You have to control your emotions. Period. Don't get mad at me, get mad at the truth. A lot of y'all Caitlin Clark fans don't want to hear the truth. When you have someone that's breaking down tape and showing you how she's getting exposed, what are you going to do? Look at her.
Is subbing her out with 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Can you imagine?
Let's listen to what Jason Whitlock had to say.
It's because Dan lives in the Indianapolis area. He's Indiana guy, played basketball for Bobby Knight, former college basketball coach. I like Dan Dockage. I get it. That Caitlin Clark throws tantrums and she's a diva. I get it. But we can work through that. We can get her in a better place as it relates to that. You got to see the overall big picture. And I know Dan, I don't know how old Dan's kids are, but again, he's a former college coach. He played for Bobby Knight. I get why Caitlin Clark's theatrics and antics on the court bother Dan, but we got to see the big picture here.
At the end of the day, and I've even called out on some of them. Some of them is not a foul. Some of them is not a foul. But at the end of the day, you have to look at it with a third eye. And you have to ask yourself, Caitlin Clark, why they're targeting you so much? It's because they know that you're a defensive liability. You have to guard the person that you're supposed to be guarding and be consistent with them in guarding them. If you do that, I promise you, they will change their strategy. They will change their strategy. That's all. And it's not hard to do. She has the capability. Does Caitlin Clark has the ability to play good defense consistently? Yes. Yes. I've showed you tape that she does. But this is all about growing pains. This is all about knowing how to control your emotions, work on your game consistently. Never slack up, never slack off, understanding that the goal is to win a WNBA championship. And in order to do that, you have to be strong in making your weak points your strong points and continue to perfect being the best basketball player that you can be. And if you keep that focus and you keep that consistency, it's not but a matter of time that everything's going to start clicking and you're going to eventually win a WNBA championship. That's what this is about. This is not about bashing Caitlin Clark and all this stuff. We're just exposing some of the stuff and the nuances of the basketball game, how you have to get better and understand from an emotional intelligence perspective how to be the best basketball player that you can be. But you can't be the best basketball player when you're always finding yourself in conflict with the referees, always finding yourself in conflict with your coach, because eventually what's going to happen is that the players is going to start looking at you. Your own teammates is going to start looking at you. You are a leader. Act like one. Be consistent in that arena and being the best leader that you could be. And in order to be a great leader, you have to control your emotions. In order to continue to be a great leader, you have to have accountability. Accountability is so very important that so many pro players lack in today's game, and that's accountability. We know a lot of things that you have earned, but there's one thing about it. You have to go out there and prove it night in and night out on the basketball court. That's why their record it is what it is. But there are so many nuances that goes on with the Indiana Fever record. It's some of the flow of the offense. It's some of it is coaching, but it's some of it is also on the players. And that's accountability from all parts. The players have to look themselves in the mirrors and say, you know what? I have to do better. We have to do better as a basketball team. We have to go out there and click and put the ball in the basket. We have to play better defense, and we have to have that mindset that no matter what, we're going to push through this wall and we're going to win some games in order to position ourselves to get a better playoff spot and to position ourselves to win a WNBA championship. If you keep that focus, if you keep that mindset, you keep those accountability strategy tips, you're going to win in this league. Point blank period. Y'all stay tuned to the next video.